The arrest of Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier for his alleged role in an illegal gambling scheme has led to questions about whether the NBA should revisit the January 2024 trade that sent him from the Charlotte Hornets to Miami. Authorities found what they deemed was sufficient evidence to arrest Rozier, but prior to the arrest, the NBA never found enough evidence on its own to punish the guard. The Heat weren't informed of the red flag before the 2024 trade happened. ESPN's Bobby Marks explained to the Miami Herald why it's a gray area as to whether Miami should have been notified of the matter before the trade. That's because 10 months before the Heat acquired Rozier from the Hornets through a trade midway through the 2023-24 season, the NBA was alerted to unusual betting activity involving Rozier in the hours before the Hornets game against the New Orleans Pelicans in March 2023, wrote Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald. This sparked an investigation by the NBA, with the league determining Rozier did not violate NBA rules. But following its own protocol, the NBA did not inform the Heat or other teams of that red flag or its investigation in the months that followed, nor did it inform the Heat prior to the league approving the January 2024 trade that sent Rozier to the Heat for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick, multiple sources told the Miami Herald. The Hornets also did not inform the Heat, sources said, though Charlotte is refusing to say if they were even aware of the matter at the time of the trade. The question is, should the Hornets and/or NBA have informed the Heat of the investigation and its results before finalizing the trade? It's complicated. It's a gray area. ESPN front office insider and former Brooklyn Nets executive Bobby Marks said to the Miami Herald, with the Heat 2-1 set to close its two-game homestand on Tuesday against the Hornets, 7:30 p.m., FanDuel Sports Network Sun, following Sunday's impressive 115-107 win over the New York Knicks at Kaseya Center. As part of NBA trade calls, teams are required to disclose medical information that would prevent a player from playing basketball. There's nowhere in the NBA operations manual, at least I haven't found it, where it says that the NBA is obligated to disclose information that a player has been investigated or is currently being investigated. Marks admits, though, if I was the Heat, I would have wanted to know. Rozier was among a few NBA figures arrested last week as part of a crackdown on allegedly rigged poker games and illegal sports betting. Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and former NBA player and coach Damon Jones were also arrested. With regard to Rozier, the arrest is the latest chapter in what has to be seen as one of the worst trades in Heat history. Legal troubles aside, his play with Miami never justified what the team gave up to acquire him, with the veteran even falling out of head coach Erik Spoelstra's rotation. Rozier was serviceable in the 2023-24 campaign with the Heat after coming over in the midseason trade, but he was unavailable in the 2024 NBA playoffs due to injury. The vibes didn't improve from there, with the former first-round pick suffering through a brutal 2024-25 season in which he shot just 39.1% from the field and 29.5% from deep. He didn't see any action this season before his arrest. By last season, the Heat front office reportedly knew it made a mistake with the Rozier trade, so one has to imagine that the franchise would take it all back if it could. It may seem like forever ago at this point, but the deal was initially met with optimism by many who felt like Rozier would give the Heat a major backcourt boost. What will happen with the Rozier situation from here is anyone's guess, as there are more questions than answers as of now. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier has been embroiled in a betting scandal for the last 2 seasons. The NBA has been investigating his alleged participation in gambling activities, but they decided to clear him before this season started. The FBI decided to arrest him anyway. Rozier was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver decided to place him on immediate leave from the Heat. Rozier's arrest is tied to a game in March 2023, when he was still with the Hornets. Rozier is alleged to have pulled himself out of a game early against the Pelicans. He played just 9 minutes in that game before leaving with a foot injury. Rozier remains away from the team as the legal process sorts itself out. Now, ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting that Rozier will not get paid while he is still on leave from the league. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier will not be paid while on leave. While Rozier is fighting his charges from the FBI, he will have his checks held in escrow. He is due in court on December 8th. It was reported by ESPN that Rozier had an $8 million tax lien from the IRS in 2023, the same time he is alleged to have manipulated his performance. Commissioner Adam Silver said that he was deeply disturbed by the allegations when he was interviewed by Prime Video on Friday night. The NBA has embraced gambling more than other sports, as it was the first major sports league to not fight legislation to legalize sports gambling. The Heat have fared well in Rozier's absence so far this season, starting out 3-1. Miami has an offense that scores the most points in the league. Without Rozier, they seem to move the ball better and have higher quality shots. The Heat are unsure when Terry Rozier will return. At this point, it is unclear when or if Rozier will return to Miami. If Rozier is found guilty of the charges brought before him, it is unlikely he will ever play in the NBA again. Silver will likely ban him for life. Silver banned Jontay Porter for life for his involvement in a betting scandal. Rozier has denied all charges against him. The FBI believes they have enough evidence to convict him on all charges, but this could take months. It's highly unlikely that even if Rozier were to be cleared that he would play at all this season. Miami likely wouldn't want Rozier back on the roster anyway. They're playing too well without him to mess up the chemistry that they have built over the course of the first few games. If Rozier is convicted, the Heat will likely try to get his contract voided to clear up cap space. The Heat have used Pelle Larsson to take over Rozier's spot in the rotation, and he has performed well. Miami will also be better in the backcourt when Tyler Herro is able to return from his injury. The Miami Heat are off to a solid start despite Tyler Herro being sidelined, and they'll look to improve to 3-1 when they face the Charlotte Hornets on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Heat may have lost Duncan Robinson this offseason, but they added Norman Powell, Simone Fontecchio, and Kasparas Giannis. While the New York Knicks and Cleveland Cavaliers still appear to be the top contenders in a relatively open Eastern Conference, the Heat could make a move toward title contention this season. After 3 consecutive trips to the play-in tournament, Miami will aim to secure a direct playoff berth. A core featuring Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, and Powell provides them a foundation to do so, but another addition could significantly strengthen their chances. Heat linked to Zion Williamson. The Heat have several young assets that could be included in a trade, including Kel'el Ware, Nikola Jovic, Jamie Jaquez, and Giannis. Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey recently named New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson as the Heat's dream target, suggesting he could take a significant leap in South Beach. There's more risk involved here, given Zion Williamson's injury history, but there's obviously much more potential reward too, he wrote. Zion, with Eric Spoelstra's coaching and the Heat's institutional stability, could become the megastar he looked poised to be early in his career. A former Duke standout, Williamson became just the 3rd freshman in men's college basketball history to win the Naismith College Player of the Year award. He was widely regarded as one of the best prospects in recent memory, though injuries have limited his career. Williamson has played at least 65 regular season games just once, but when healthy, he has been impressive. In 30 regular season games during the 2024-25 campaign, he averaged 24.6 points, 7.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.2 steals, and 0.9 blocks per game, while shooting 56.7% from the field. A fresh start in Miami could be exactly what he needs to revitalize his career, and it would also give the Heat a potential boost toward contending in the Eastern Conference.